Flamenco, sweep the air. Don't be chicken shit and turn dreaming into rivulets. Yeah, we're back with that slow flamenco jam as we get ready to light the demo comp up here. We're getting things wired the hard way, getting it all tuned for a full detonation. We're just waiting for the foreman to run in here to give us the green light with the white hat on. MSG's got his finger on the button, and we are about to light the fuse. YOLO! Yeah, man, got those sweet, Gordy slow jams, some Tragically Hip in the queue today in my head to keep me regulated, keep me on a straight path. I don't need too much testosterone yet. I got to save that for my boxing workout later. But yeah, we're getting it done, MSG. It's all hands on deck. Couldn't be more proud of the Hamin Media Group production chat, man. Just unbelievable. Group mind over there with everybody jumping in. Brand new patreon.com/the A show. 2 episodes for free available now from Aaron Haddad, a.k.a. Aaron Stevens, a.k.a. Idolizer, a.k.a. Damian Sandow, and his beautiful, witty, unpredictable partner, the one and only April Hunter. You may have seen her cosplay or every other place as an original Nitro girl or NWO girl. But we're so happy to have them join Hamin Media Group. Colin, they said, is doing a great job for them. And I know he's got so much going on with family and his other jobs, so I appreciate him being able to juggle all those swords. You're taking a hand in everything. I want to say thank you for jumping in with Big Ray on the Impact Attack, which freed me up to go talk to another local client and sign that client. So everybody has just got everyone's back, and I could not be happier in a business where a lot of times it seems like a brotherhood, but if somebody goes, they're right out the door and then somebody's ready to take their spot. So you guys are just really pushing each other to the next levels. Rick Vickery really stepping up, saying I want even more, and he's helping to get everything workflow wise with the social media process, with the video editors, Kaz, Chris, El Plaja, all working their asses off, man. And it is, it takes my stress level down more than you guys could ever imagine, bro.
No, I'm glad that, we can definitely provide that assistance. And I think we're all thrilled to be part of this team. Yes, I'm your host on the scene. The air is clean. I'm lighting up the green, your boy, MSG. Shout out as well to our TikTok guy, Chris Mason, doing a great job. And, obviously I'm a baked boy, as you can see there. And I didn't make the connection that, I don't know if he wants his name stooged off, but I didn't make the connection that one individual was Rita. So when he was like doing all this, he hits me a DM about like, hey, I talked to the Bake Boys Club for you and I did this for you. But I'm like, I'm thinking, who the fuck is this guy? And then like, he was like, by the way, this is Rita. And I was like, oh, Rita, what's up, bro?
Awesome,
like, yeah.
Man.
So like we brought him into the highlight group now. So he's with on our social media little thread. So
good,
because he's always posting stuff for us. So
absolutely. Ryder makes it easy for me on Instagram with the shows. Go right to my story with him. I appreciate the shit out of what Ryder does on Instagram, because that, again, instead of the upload, write the copy, it's bing, 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 and it's gone. And I'm like, this shit makes my life. It's like turning around going, I wish I had a cup of coffee. Oh, thanks for the coffee, bro. Appreciate it. And I can go right back to what I'm doing. Like that is, I never thought we'd be here. And I've worked in a lot of corporate, big marketing firms, DDB, Leo Burnett, the biggest of the big in Chicago, McDonald's headquarters, which is a complete mind fuck unto itself. And I've seen workflow processes with multiple floors, 200, 300 designers working together. And I know when shit's working and wired right, and it's wired right now, because I've worked in Disconnected at the biggest of the big on multi-million, billion-dollar clients. And to see it come from a passion project of whatever we were doing at WrestleZone to where it is now is scary, invigorating, inspiring, and all the future, man. So everybody is just fucking killing it right now.
Yeah, no, everyone, all hands on deck, all shows have been great. Apparently, I haven't got an opportunity, or I must have missed it because I'm not like listening for myself. But somebody hit me up this morning. They're like, "Hey, I was listening to the K100 this week, and your name was dropped on the K100 episode." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, they had Stevie on, and then they both Feeney and Stevie Ray explained to Conan who you were." And I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool."
That's so good biz right here, because it's about not just blowing sunshine up people's ass, but you taking a moment, and I with Marcus Aurelius at the end of the day, and write a list of what you did well and what is the good process from that, and be proud of what you did and take ownership, and then you'll be humble. I saw Feeney post that he was taking that inventory, saying, I can't believe what we've accomplished at K100, da, 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 da. And he's not under my thumb at all. Just a good associate that we're all trying to do the best for the business that we can. And maybe HMG and Two Man Power Trip are about the only ones who know what goes into it aside from Feeney to make all this happen.
And Jeff Lane.
I told him right away, I go, you've done an excellent job. He should be very proud of the work he's done and continues to do, and the partnerships that he command. And I'm sure he didn't expect to have Husey under him and doing that, and now he's got to manage that and da 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 da. And you've gone from host to management to team leader, and it's just a strange Donkey Kong up the gimmick process while you're dodging barrels and disco lists to fucking get the job done, man. But you definitely, your name is in the conversation.
Well,
you
nice.
Are working with top talent. You are producing great things with Stevie Ray. You are a great co-host here. You are running a TV station. There's no reason you shouldn't live these accolades that you have made. No one else has done this. No one's handed you anything except opportunity. And it's
I appreciate all that. As you know, well, I'm sure are aware, I try to stay very humble in that regard. Like, I'm not trying to let it go to my head. Yeah. So, I mean, but we are back, guys, for your AEW Light the Fuse review. Of course,
there's too much work to have any ego. The second you fucking take a second for yourself, you're like, oh, fuck, I got to go do that. So there ain't no time to give yourself the big stroke. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I feel it. But yeah, guys, check out all of our stuff. Patreon.com/StevieRayTV. We just unlocked his interview with Randall Reeder from last month. That's available right now on his YouTube for free. So if you want to check that interview out, get a taste of what he does on a month-to-month basis with some of these top stars, check out that interview. It's really cool. Randall Reeder talks about him breaking into the business and him being in the class right after Stevie Ray. Of course, some of his acting, movies, him being in Deadpool and whatnot, and how he got into the business there. And I'm sure Ben Hamin has probably come across him for beard versus beard off, either in the past or in the future. It will happen. So check that out, guys.
Yeah,
but yeah,
good stuff. Again, more free, great value content as well.
We're back, guys, for your AEW review. As you can tell, we're Chris Silvio-less. Mr. Silvio had some things to take care of, so he will be joining us next week. But shout out to our boy Sil, the star of Light the Fuse, of course. We miss you, sir. I've got a couple different.
I didn't know that he was fabing today.
Yeah, you didn't know that? He put that in the messenger. You didn't see it?
No, bro. I fucking sorry. I got a message.
Oh, yeah. He put it in the messenger. Yeah.
It's okay. Well, I hope he's doing well, man. I know they had a good time putting out some good videos out there in the wilderness. They got out, communing with nature. Him and Jenna Van Muscles, aka Genocide. She was doing the Rocky work out there. He had her squatting trees. She's doing 25-pound alternating push-up back pulls at the same time. Like, this girl's over prepared for every opportunity coming her way, and that's how you got to stay.
Yeah, she's a beast for sure. Well, we've got a couple different stories here before we get into your full AEW review. You covered some of them on the locker room, so I don't want to go too far into them. But first one is obviously, I think we kind of have to start off, if you're listening to this live, of course, NWA star Josephus, a.k.a. the question mark, passed away, unfortunately, who was also a associate and a fellow coworker of Patreon.com's The A Show, Aaron Sandow. So they were tag team partners in the NWA. It was tweeted out by Billy Corgan that it was with heavy heart that he shared that his friend and brother in wrestling, Joseph Hudson, had passed away suddenly from an unyet diagnosed medical issue. NWA fans would know him as Josephus, as well as the question mark, where thanks to the great fans at GPB Studios in Atlanta, Joseph was able to receive the kind of support in the ring he'd always dreamt of. He's survived by a young son whom he loved dearly, and if anything would pain him about leaving this earth, they would not be able to be there for his boy. Rest in peace, Joseph. Love you and Godspeed. And then, of course, Aaron tweeted out, "My heart is broken. Rest in peace, Sensei. Thank you for all you have done for me and the fans. This does not seem real." So very sad month. You know what I mean? A couple months, but just in general, this month.
Yeah, absolutely. Hacksaw Butch Reed. Obviously, we'll be feeling the effects of Brody for years. Now, we'll be feeling the effects of everybody, and not just because of what
Right.
push you had. I don't want to put it on that. But, guys I know will be feeling that for many, many years. And then to have Aaron Stevens on last night and have Josephus as his manager reinvented as question mark. And we're talking about it, and then he probably found out within 2 or 3 hours of leaving the Horsemen last night. So a tough night for him. So we're definitely thinking about him as well. And everybody in NWA, man. I imagine uh, Mickey and Nick are, I always want to call him Max. Nick are feeling it as well right now, man, because he was looking for guys who are team players without ego, and I got to believe that that's what that guy was helping. I had read earlier, really helping a lot of other people out with their creative. That sounds familiar. Being half-ass out of shape, that sounds familiar. Having a big-ass beard, liking to do comedy, yeah. So I feel like I can really relate to this guy right now. And things that scare me are like undiagnosed, whatever. Is that a, like, I heard words non-COVID related death before, and not to go in. It's
the
like
first one I saw was undiagnosed lugging issue, but then now I'm seeing it's just an undiagnosed medical issue. So I'm not sure. So that is definitely a cause for concern, for sure. Unfortunately, I would say that he left this earth too early. But if you have a chance today, this weekend, go watch some NWA Power. Go watch some question mark matches and live it up. Enjoy what he's had to put out there.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I might try and make this call real quick, and I'll jump right back on here in a minute. Okay.
I got a story about EC3 here.
All right, go ahead, you.
All right. Hey guys, so EC3 has signed an agreement with Ring of Honor, guys. So Ring of Honor announced on Thursday that EC3 has signed a deal with the company. He was released from WWE back in 2020 before reappearing in Impact Wrestling this summer to feud with Moose through Bound for Glory, of course. And you can go back and look at all the recaps and listen to what happened on the Impact Attack. And then, of course, he debuted in Ring of Honor in the fall, and he has then initiated said rivalry with Jay Briscoe. So EC3 and Jay Briscoe are scheduled for a final battle in December before EC3, of course, tested positive for COVID-19. So the press release reads that Ring of Honor is pleased to announce that EC3 has signed with the company. EC3, who has been a pro wrestling's hottest free agent since he hit the open market last summer, made a few appearances with Ring of Honor in the fall. He made his unannounced return on last week's episode of Ring of Honor Wrestling to confront Jay Briscoe. EC3 and Briscoe had been scheduled to face each other at Final Battle in December before the match was called off. As I mentioned there, EC3 tested positive for COVID-19. He goes on to say that he's recognized, of course, as a two-time former world champion, and EC3 boasts one of the most chiseled physiques in the sport and stellar speaking skills. EC3 seized control of his narrative during his time as a free agent. A darker, more intense, and more dangerous EC3 showed up at Ring of Honor, declaring that he was on a quest to see if honor is real. Now that EC3 is making ample time in Ring of Honor as his home, we'll have ample time to find out. So that's a little bit of your breakdown there as far as EC3 joining Ring of Honor. Very interesting to note, EC3 itself came back, did the rivalry with Moose, and they really didn't go anywhere with it. You had about a month and a half, I'd say, of vignettes, promos, packages, kind of having EC3 challenge Moose to, I'm going to change, you got to change the narrative. Change the narrative. Unfortunately, it wasn't really any narrative changed, as over the course of this feud, if you didn't catch it on Impact, EC3 eventually lost to Moose in a cinematic match. It was very weird. And it was also like they fought on a bridge, I guess. There was some bridge fighting as well. He chased them around for a couple weeks, but ultimately Moose won, and then we never heard or saw from EC3 again. So was it just EC3 taking a job for the summer, taking some dates, filling in while he was looking to sign full-time somewhere else? Or did Ring of Honor fork out the big bucks, which they're not usually known for, to sign EC3. It's just very interesting that we're in a, I don't know, time in pro wrestling where there's not a lot of house shows, you don't have a lot of touring, and yet EC3 himself is still going to make a public announcement that he signed with Ring of Honor. So what I was going over, Ben, is the EC3 is signed with the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, man. Good for him. And I was just talking to Angelina Love because I just edited her behind the scenes Ring of Honor video from their last taping. She just sent me a bunch of new content. So she's going to watch that. And if she gives the thumbs up, there may be a new ROH video ready to go here in 90 minutes on hers. So you guys, please give a subscription to I think it's Actual Angelina is the name of her channel, but you can just find Angelina Love channel easy enough.
Google it.
We'll be easy enough, man. And we're trying to get subscriptions up over there, so you'll be doing us it's Angelina Love too, bro. You don't want to see the beautiful people where we're gonna get exclusive content and behind the scenes and all this type of stuff, man. So ROH, full speed ahead again. They always seem to like ebb and flow up and down, like where they have momentum and then it goes away. I just wish Sinclair would really get behind them and use the power they have, marketing wise, TV wise, to do it. They just don't really care. But they're willing to get the best talent, man. Really great stuff. So EC3, a Rip Rogers guy, a guy I got tons of respect for, a guy who got himself in insane shape. WWE effed him up, got himself over in Impact, and then back to WWE. And could there have been a bigger FU disappointment with what they did to him? So I'm hoping he has a great creative plan for himself here at ROH they can execute, and he can finally get that shine that he had at one time in Impact on him here. I just don't know what ROH is drawing. What's that going to do for him? I mean, I really, to be honest with you, like, I'm glad he's got a job, no doubt, but I want to see him with MJF, and I want to see him with Rich Holiday, and the three of those guys together in a fucking rich guy, spoiled dick clique is the fucking money. MJF, Richard Holiday, and EC3.
I can't argue that. Can't argue that. So, well, I read the whole press release to Stall, so I'm down about EC3 for now.
Good for you, man. Congratulations.
It was a long press release, yeah. So let's get into AEW here. I've got another story, but it involves AEW since it's the big reveal. But let's talk a little bit numbers here first. So AEW, as far as their viewership is concerned, last week they had 747,000 viewers against NXT's 713,000. So, and that was only up 6,000 from the week before, which was 741. And then prior to that, 844,000. So they've kind of seen a little bit of a drop off over the last couple of weeks. Their only competition tonight was NXT. The YouTube viewership last week as well was down.
Lost 13% to gain back 1%.
And it doesn't get much better there with the news. Their YouTube numbers were a little bit down as well. They lost 300,000 views, down from 2.5 to 2.2. The most viewed video with 500,000 views was Brian Cage powerbombing Sting. And the least viewed video, crazy enough, Ben, it was Shaq and Jade playing basketball for Cody and Velvet.
I can't believe
that only got 80,000 views. Isn't that weird?
No, it's not. It was trash. I don't know why we can't even get, that wasn't even 5% of what they could have done. You know what I mean? In that amount of time to get them over. I just talked to Rip Rogers and Ted McNair, as my phone blows up constantly, right before we went on the air too. And Ted's out there with Rip now, and they watched Serena's match. So I'm very excited to get that out for Patreon content, Hamin Media Group, and the review of that match versus Rio, which was makes Serena shine even brighter again. So yeah, what are you going to do, man? This week's show is thug, bro. It's rough, bro. This week's show is rough. I mean, super predictable too. So I talked about this on the locker room briefly, as like, I un-Twitter thumbs myself to not look like a mark in public, but he's not following me, so I can't DM him. But just to be like to Khan, be like, we should have a meeting. like that, you know.
Unfortunately, that's the only. It seems like sometimes that's the only way to do things. If you gotta like call them out or something. But the overall average viewership, if you will, is lasting. It was about 180,000 views for all the videos. All right, so let's talk about AEW. The big news that was announced right when I got done recording with Impact Attack with Big Ray, which you can check that out on hackerhamin.podbean.com and right here on Hamin Media Group YouTube, was that Big Show Paul White, spelled W-I-T-E, has signed with AEW. Now, initially, when I think it was either Colin or somebody dropped it in our thread, I was like, this isn't real. But then, like, I went to the web. Oh no, this is real. So they signed him. Didn't have him debut or do anything last night, and then they announced that his commentary partner was going to be Tony Schiavone for AE Dark's Elevation. I'm not saying that's not a bad pairing, but it just was, I don't know, a little weird that they didn't even have him come out or do anything. Why would you make an announcement like that if you're not going to be on TV?
Yeah, I got hot about this on the locker room again this morning. That's just marking out to go, haha, WWE didn't know, and we did this, and we got the graphic ready, instead of taking Cody out of the match where he's already hurt. Cody going, I can't, man. I separated my shoulder because I did too much gas, and I got effed over in a rookie match. But I got somebody who does want to face you. And, well, it's Paul White, and he comes out, and the big Paul, and then we get that moment that WWE didn't pull off, and we get it here, and maybe it goes over and is decent. I gotta believe Shaq and Big Show have trained together to like get ready for that match, and it just didn't happen. And then they could have done it. Instead, they blew their fucking wad in the first minute that they got the bra off and didn't even get in the panties, bro. Like, they didn't do shit here. The element of surprise of ECW with people showing up, or WCW showing up when Luger showed up, or whoever, was awesome. There wasn't a graphic the week before that Lex Luger is jumping from WWF over. So we're fucking stupid as all.
That was a shock. That would have been a good shock.
It's the things like that turn my stomach, bro. They really turn my stomach. Like, if I was there, none of that would be missed. No, there'd be no decision of, because if somebody goes, no, we're gonna put the graphic, I'd say in front, you're fucking stupid in front of everyone, and then maybe I'm fired. But everyone would go later. They'd go, you know what? He was right. That was fucking stupid. Maybe we should hire him back.
Have we processed the paperwork through HR yet? No. Okay, go ahead and call him.
But he had a point. We could have got a lot more out of this than what we did, but we didn't.
Call Nancy and HR and tell her to cancel.
Yeah. Everybody is a child or a yes man who claims that they love the business. I love this business, Briz. Well, then why don't you do something to protect it, make it special, make it big, pull him off the train tracks before the train hits him, and go, bro, we can get more out of your life this way, But instead they go, what's that bright light? And get run over by stupid every time. So you spent all that money, and now you're not going to get shit. He's going to be there next week, and they will do something with Shaq, but you've already blown the surprise party, bro. It's done. So have fun with it.
If they were going to do something with Big Show, just to speculate here, if we were going to fantasy book, do you think they could reinvent the Big Show in a way where he was like, because this is how I'm thinking, like how nerds think. Okay. So if I'm a nerd and I'm Cody, and I'm a comic book nerd, right? And I'm making associations. How can we utilize the Big Show? What does the Big Show look like? He's called Mr. White. So we could either play with the word Breaking Bad and make him a mob boss or something like that, or you go to Spider-Man and you make him the Kingpin, or he's the big villain. I don't know. Those are just ideas that I would think that AEW would probably try to reference.
Believe me, nobody would like to see the big wig of Paul White more than me come out in a Biggie Small suit with a fucking derby on and shit. But the value in him is already there. He's the Big Show. Everybody knows it. You
can have Marco Stunt run around. Yo, Mr. White. I don't know.
Yeah. You could have all that. Obviously, that's the visual, him and Marco together and doing something along those lines. Could they and have fun with it? If he wants to have fun and he's committed to it, why the hell not, Matt? Like, I'm not going to be like, no, you can't. Yeah, we can do that. And he can have all these little runs inside of character. much like a guy named Matt Hardy. Why not?
Right.
There's no reason to say, what do we say in improv? Rule 1.
Yes, and?
That's right. Yes, we can. And I'd love to see him dressed like Biggie. And I'd like to see him come out as Captain Insano. And I'd like to, okay. There's a lot we can do, dude. There's a lot we can do there. Big white, little white, and fucking put Marco Stunt, make him dress just like him if you wanted to. And they fucking, all that kind of shit, dude. So
great. I can see it. I mean,
with it and really do something where he doesn't have to give a shit and impress people no more. And he's the freak show on the show. So why just use him as a big choke slam? Let's do something a little creative and fun that WWE would never attempt at doing or has the capacity to write anything cool for him.
See, if I'm the Big Show, what I do is I either pitch to AEW to do some sort of Kingpin style character. That way Marvel fucking sees it and then fucking hires him as the Kingpin for a Spider-Man
Why not, bro?
movie or something. That's what I'm doing if I'm Paul
That's what
White.
He should be using his platform there for. He should have all that planned out and say, I want that spot and I know it's coming in 2 years. I'm going to use this character work as my audition tape or to get my character ready. So when it comes to that, but the problem is if he got too over, they wouldn't use him because he's too recognizable as that character to put him in the movie.
Right,
so you got to work it the right way. You know what I mean?
It's very odd. Yeah, very odd how media works like that.
Yeah,
they want it to be their property or unknown, so that way it could be their star versus having a hot commodity is just. I mean, if you're Disney, it doesn't matter. You're shitting out gold at this point. But
just let him have fun, even if he's got to dress like Orange Cassidy and come out and do like a giant Orange Cassidy. That'll be
quiet. Yeah, that'd be great.
At the moment, you got to think we got Big Show. What moments can we make? And they had one with Shaq. If he would have walked out and oh my God, who's here from WWE and nobody knew about it, dude, when they put that tweet out with the graphic, their dicks were fucking so hard. Yeah, they're going to eat it. Imagine how fucking you give them the real big, high, hard one. If everyone thinks this match with Shaq and Cody's going down, but it doesn't, and it's card subject to change on the show, and Cody fucking gives the Iggy, and then he comes out and faces him, and they're going to work then. People, dude, that's a fucking nuclear bomb on the fucking internet wrestling community. The other one's a firecracker fart at best.
It'd be like, and this is obviously a little bit smaller scale, but it'd be like, it's Tony Khan or whoever, obviously in this case, it's probably Tony Khan making the signing. It's like he got done, and as soon as he got done, he went, oh my God, we got the Big Show. We got to do it. Photoshop, Pix art, put that in, go, tweet, right? It'd be like you hitting me up like a month ago going, we got the beautiful people. And I mean, the next day go, hey guys, we got the beautiful people coming to Hamin Media Group. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing's set up in place. You don't have everything set up for your advertising and marketing, or there's no shock value in this case where you're live television, where you had Sting come out a couple months ago. And that was the big, whoa, it's Sting. You could have had Big Show or Paul White come out during something and just stood there. I don't know.
They missed that on how they brought back Sting with a big entry thing. Instead, the moment was to rub Darby and Darby was up in the rafters. They should have just had Sting walk out and put his hand on his shoulder, or Darby stands up and doesn't even acknowledge his presence, and we get that visual, that holy fuck moment. Another missed one. Another one.
Man, they could have. I mean, what they did, and they took too long to get to the Darby Sting, because if you wanted to even play with production, you could have had like Darby sitting up in the rafters, and you make it look like Sting's put his hand, and the Darby turns around, and he's not there, right? And that goes on for a couple of weeks. Darby's wondering, is Sting there? And everyone's wondering, is Sting actually there? You know what I mean? All they had, simple.
Why not, bro?
We just came up with that right now.
It's that, and there's nobody in an executive vice president room that's pitching those extra addended ideas to make things where people go, oh, when you said that, I'm not going, Matt doesn't know as much as I do. Fuck Matt. I'm going, that's a fucking cool idea too. Let's put that on the board for a minute. Is any of that going on? No, because the choices I'm seeing are second grade level at best, and we're thinking as master's degree, doctorate level, mostly.
Right. All right, well, let's get into AEW. We've stalled a little bit long enough as we got to get through this because we got a meeting here. So we want to make sure we get this taken care of for you. AEW Dynamite tonight started off with Mox taking on Ryan Nemeth. I got the name right this week. It was a quick match, about 3-4 minutes, and then Mox hit a quick paradigm shift. This was definitely more about the promo afterwards, but did you have any thoughts on the match itself?
I mean, this is Moxley being comfortable with the Ziggler boys going, I know I'm going to get a decent match out of Ryan Nemeth and I'm going to go over. So do I have a problem with it? No, not at all, dude. And Ryan Nemeth's been working his social media like he should in a very smart way to don't make memes of me and shit like that from when he got choked out. And it's tongue in cheek and we know he's working, but he's not selling that he's working, you know? Right. So that to me, in the sea of idiocy that I see online, I would have rewarded him with that match just based on trying to fucking help get over on the product and keep eyes on it. He really did a good job for them. And I know Mox is comfortable with him, I'm sure. But this is my note for the whole show, and it starts here. Every match you knew the outcome from the jump. Maybe not the main event, but every match going into it, you knew who was going over. So I watched, is Ryan Nemeth going to beat Moxley? No. So now I'm tuned out for 14 minutes because I know just waiting for the fucking 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, the show was very predictable. I'm with you. I watched it this morning too, and I was recording the NFO. And when something came on that I went, oh, I know who's going to win this match, I just turned down the volume and went back to, you know what I mean? Go back to hear the
right.
Second.
Like why? Because if you know it's going to be like that, and it's on your booking sheet, we gotta do something about that. Moxley's going over, so it should have been a no finish. It should have been whoever Moxley's heat really is with, which is Omega. Right. Then that means during that, Cyrus should have come out and done something, to fucking get the match thrown out, like throw a weapon to fucking Nemeth. And Nemeth's like, what are you doing? Throwing, like, turn around, and then fucking the ref sees it and throws the match out. So Moxley doesn't get a win. It's not about knocking Nemeth out and making Moxley look strong. A babyface has to come from underneath over the fucking heel. So how are we going to fuck him over before we get to blowing him up in barbed wire? A clean win here with the champ going over strong on a guy who's only been on your show for 3 weeks is not good business for anybody. It's just some stroke me off, watch wrestling. You already know the finish, but here's 14 minutes for you to feed your face.
And even to that extent too, like I think, and they kind of do a promo later, obviously, about it, but I think it would have, I don't know, had more emphasis or would have made more of an impact, no pun intended here, if they had outfitted the ring with some cheap fireworks or something in this promo, right? Because Mox delivers a very passionate promo, almost like this is a do or die. Like this is like the vibe I got, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the way he communicated his body language and the word, as far as the verbiage he was using, it was like this was almost like his last match, or his last match here in AEW. Like, if I'm done, then what a better way to go out, right? So like it was a very good promo from Mox.
Dude, he's fucking great on the promo, but we didn't need a get over match that was predictable to do the promo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They should have. It's just something. Cyrus had popped up on the screen. Mox should have been distracted. He laughs, presses a button, some cheap fireworks go off, and Mox gets distracted, and then maybe the match gets thrown out because both, the refs like, there's fireworks, you know what I mean, or something like that, or I don't know, something weird. Something like that. Well, after that, we then got a backstage segment. This was with Lance Archer and Rey Fenix. Very, there's a lot of height difference here. Totally tell the height difference between Lance Archer and Rey Fenix here.
Yeah, and this is something else we're kind of doing way too much, which is fighting backstage with each other. We did it in the kitchen with Butcher and Blade months ago, and then backstage in the parking lot, and that I like that we have these different places to go. But if we keep using them every month, they don't mean much to like kick over some shit from Jacksonville Jaguars catering. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I also don't like when they end backstage brawls without letting us see some sort of conclusion to it. Like, I don't like when they're cutting out in the middle of it like that. They do that too much. If it was every now and then, or like they cut out because like they fell somewhere, or like they go, or we don't have a camera guy anymore. That makes sense. But like, if you're backstage, show me what happened? I don't know. Then you're trying to give me the heat, but then you took it away from me while you're halfway through showing it to me.
Or you're backstage, and that means it's an unsafe street fight environment, right? So one of two things needs to happen. If you're the heel, which is so hopefully Lance Archer, even though they killed a baby, what should the heel do to the baby right there?
He should have knocked him out, or he should have thrown him around somewhere, and Phoenix should let him lay and then walked away. Yeah.
Right. Do something and leave him laying. He got slammed in the ice chest and he's fucked. So now he's hurt going into the main event. Or if the baby should be up here, which is wrong because they don't have a long-term feud, then the baby should use some weird weapon to get over on the heel in a way that's not going to take him out fully, but gives him the upper hand going into the finish. But then a man that big should just win because he's that big, even though he tried to get over on him using shit backstage. But we didn't get any of that. We got a 50-50 backstage scrap that gets separated, and then we're just waiting for the main event.
Yeah, and then it was, like I said, they cut right out of this backstage brawl, and they moved right along to the very next match, which was Varsity Blondes, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I got time for these guys. I like the Varsity Blondes, dude.
Yeah, so Varsity Blondes and Team Taz, and they gave these guys some time. This was probably the longest match I've seen from the Varsity Blondes at Dynamite. It went through a commercial segment and everything with the picture-in-picture.
Sure.
Ultimately, but as you pointed out, it's Team Taz, and they're building it up for the pay-per-view. So we knew Team Taz was going to go over, and that's what happened. As Pillman was picked up for the drill claw, and Cage hit him with the drill claw for the victory.
Why wouldn't you have Stinger and fucking Gimmick fuck them over so you could get those guys over with a victory, and then Team Taz is hot and they're going to tear shit up and snarl and be beasts because they lost not because of the prowess of the Hollywood Blondes, but because the other guys got some get back after you dragged them out in the desert in a goddamn body bag. Like, just another swing and a miss, bro. And I don't know how Taz isn't going, brother, you're missing the heat here, brother. What we need to do. Like, nobody knows how to build this correctly. I don't get it, because I watched Taz go on a destroyer run for 3 years and get over,
So I'm starting to think that rather than being, let's say, dissension or politics, so much politics in it, what if there's a lack of just communication? What if Darby goes out and he's shooting his thing, and then he just shows up, and then Taz and them have to look at it. Okay, brother, I guess we gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta work with what we got. So maybe there's not a lot of like working together. Maybe these camps are all doing their own thing, and then when they get together, they try to put the puzzle pieces together.
Kind of. I've heard it like that a little, but worse. Okay.
I'm trying to be politically correct, right?
Different sources, not just others, of like, play the favorites, not politic, because he's not smart enough to have politic into him. But like, it's like Rip says, fuck the cut clears, but that's the one where Rip and I take a divergent road. The check is only going to clear for 6 months to a year if you keep saying yes to the dumb things instead of going, dude, let me school you for a minute with this idea and let me show you how you can get more out of this scenario instead of shotgunning all our business, or that a wrestling win doesn't mean shit here. The loss means way more, and us getting effed over means way more in the storyline. So let me spell this out for you and see what you think about it. And if you want to add your 2 cents in, TK, I'm all ears, but this will get us up here. The only other way is going to get us up to the second step, not to the top floor. So then, and that gives us 6 years of a paycheck, not 1 year saying, yeah, the best idea ever, dude. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want, man. Instead of let's get max value. And it seems to me that everybody working there must be doing the other one of like, great, good stuff.
Well, I mean, after that, we, to get further into it, after the match, the lights suddenly went black and we cut to a video package. We see a car pulling a body bag in the desert, and then the driver is Sting, and he gets out and he opens the body bag, and it's Darby Allin. He smiles, and then it cuts out, and then it goes back into the arena. Sting's music hits. It starts snowing. It's Sting. Sting comes out dragging a body bag. Everyone thinking it's Darby. He opens up the body bag, and it happens to be Taz's son. And then Sting points up. Yeah,
I like that.
I did like that, but then Sting
pointed up. It should have been the other. Sorry, it should. And the pre-tape with Darby getting out of the bag shouldn't have been there. That should have been Taz's son, not for the live arena.
Right. No, that's a good point. Well, Sting points up to the rafters, spotlights look up, and Ben, did you remember the time that Shawn Michaels came out on Zipline on Monday Night Raw? Like just a random Monday Night Raw. Do you remember that? It was so cool, dude.
Zipping around. That's how Darby travels now, is Zipline. He's got him.
Dude, I was like, why are they doing this on Dynamite? I'm like, it's cool, but why are they doing this on Dynamite?
The pay-per-view, the Wednesday night big show. Let's break it out this week. Fuck it. Let's break her out, boys. So stupid, bro.
It's just weird.
Not only do I hate it, did I like when Sean did it? It was the first times, whatever. When he's in the rafters, it's Sting. All that fucking stupid shit is what killed WCW. All that phony, dumb. Is he the Crow? Is he really Brandon Lee? Is he really a dead man? Like no 18 to 49-year-old was biting on that shit. And now we're not only going to do that, we're going to relive the hokey entrances that have to get done in front of no crowd. So everyone just looks like a total mark.
And if you're going to at least be a total mark, can you at least give me the Sting coming from the rafters correctly? Like if you're going to mimic that, why didn't Darby just shoot down? Like that's, at least that wouldn't have, I could have been like, okay, he was mimicking Sting there. I get it. But like just to have him come out on a zip line when that's synonymous with two people, positive and negative. But if we're just trying to think about the positive, that style of entrance is synonymous with Shawn Michaels coming down at WrestleMania with 30, 40,000 fans, not in an empty arena, man. Like, I don't know. It was just a very odd selection.
I wouldn't trust a motherfucking thing after Owen Hart, and I definitely, wouldn't trust it with WWE. I double wouldn't trust it at AEW, bro. If your football team's 1-15 and you're the new fucking coach, if your soccer team got demoted for less than to a lesser league, and if you've lost 50% of your audience because you don't pay attention to detail, give a fuck, or want to do things the right way, now get up there and zip line down here. Oh, okay. Does that give you faith in the business decisions that they care about your safety as the utmost top thing?
Yeah, I would definitely be questioning it. I hope that they went through. I mean, I know Darby's a risk taker. I hope that he went through multiple trials.
How many vert ramps you dropped in on when you drop from 9 stories onto some fucking chairs? You ain't gonna brush it off and go, "Welcome to Jackass."
Well, what I was going to say is I hope that they at least tested it multiple times, that wasn't like, all right, let's do it. Like, I hope that they tested the contraption. Shout out to our fellow Hamin Media Group host, Rad Rob, in the chat room. He wanted me to also remind you, Ben, that he is open and available to edit any Conspiracy Horseman or Friday Locker Room. So I just got reminded of that. So just thought I'd bring that up.
You might be getting them both this week.
So we'll definitely we'll talk further after that, Rob. But yes, Darby Allin got off the zip line, and to the cameraman's credit, I'll give the cameraman, at least the director cut away from him taking off the zip line. But Darby, in this case, the way he came down in the zip line, which is why I also questioned it too, why they use this way. You're coming down at a momentum, right? So him trying to even swing the board while he's coming down or something, it looks funky. That, it looked really weird, which is why they had to cut over to Sting beating up Brian Cage for a moment, so that way Darby could get the zip line off and then attack Ricky Starks with the skateboard. So he fights Ricky Starks on the outside, and then Sting, he took out Brian Cage, no problem. Hit him with the Stinger Splash, hit him with the Scorpion Death Drop, bing, bam, boom. He made his $100,000 and he was out, Ben.
Yeah, dude. I was almost hoping. I didn't know Sil wasn't going to be on because I wanted to talk to him about that asinine comment from the locker room about it was my idea to have Sting do the power bomb. This Khan puts it over. We saw him doing it in rehearsals, and I said, if he can do it in rehearsals, it's time to do it on the TV show.
Okay. I didn't see that part.
Oh, yeah, bro. That was on the locker room this morning. One of the stupidest stories I think I read. And now you're practicing power bombs with Sting, doing I, me, my idea, me, my, me, I, me. And just ridiculous, bro. Like the last week, Brian Cage thumped the shit out of fucking Sting, gave him a power bomb, and that was it.
The head popped off the canvas, yeah.
Now he's right back on him, and Brian Cage is a huge pussy.
Yeah, well, Brian Cage took a beating here. So, once again, Sting with bat and Darby with board, they can take out everybody, dude. That's the law of the land in AEW. So that was the Sting and Darby Allin return. I can tell you this. 11, 12 years ago, if I had seen this, maybe would I have been a little excited? Yeah, it would have been cool. Obviously, Sting would have been a little bit younger. But I probably would have been excited if AEW had been around to see something like this. And, because it would have been obviously with a bunch of fans too. But now with no fans, with Sting's health and safety, it's just you're asking for trouble here at this point with all the crazy stuff they're doing. I'm not going to put down AEW or tie them to this comment, but what was it in WWE? Matt Riddle, we're working smarter, not harder. Okay, buddy. Like, I don't know.
Go back and watch your match with Sheamus and Lashley. You're definitely not working smarter. You're smashing the shit out of each other, taking way too many stupid bumps and hard shots to the head instead of fucking learning how to take and do a working punch and sell. You think, I'll just do MMA at 30%. That's not pro wrestling. And when it is, Asuka's tooth goes flying out of her fucking mouth. So there's some of us who get this and who are pros. And there's other people who've had the door open for them because of other things who will never get this, who are marks for themselves and don't understand that this is a theatrical event that is got to be done the right way, very tightly, while protecting the person you're in there with, not going, it's only 30%. So let me kick you in the fucking face. Okay. Then I'm going to go, you just hit me for real. I don't give a fuck if not. I'm not going to return at you at 30%. You're going to catch a hot one to know that you never do that to me again.
Well, following that, we got the Dragon, Brandon Cutler, versus Jake Hager. Brandon Cutler's 9-1. His last 9 matches.
He's good.
Matches. He's doing great. He came out. He did his entrance, Dragon skull thing. I'm sure that people
do that stupid ass dive he did, and then Hager tries to bend over and he lands right on Hager's lower back, and Hager has to go down. I'm just like, again, not using Jake Hager the right way at all. The guys could kill anyone on your roster.
Well, it was fast. This was a quick match. Right? Hager dominated, ended it with a running clothesline after the match.
Dave Cutler way too much, bro. Way too much.
Well, he's 9-1, so they got to give him a little bit.
Well, they did give him a little bit. They gave him a job for being the Young Bucks' friends. He should be 1-9, not 9.
Two contract Cutler, even though
why not?
Even though he has other contract where he's. I'm assuming that it's not just being the elite, that he's probably like their talent handler, like the Bucks. Like he probably manages all their stuff for them. I wouldn't, when they're on the road and all that, I would imagine, because like I listen to Be the Elite, and I'm not saying the video camera production isn't well. But goddamn, the audio sucks on that show. No, like you have, like, I know, and I'm gonna give. AEW, of course, they're live, but in a recorded setting, all you have to do. If you're listening, somebody pass this along, okay? All you got to do is just put like a graphic equalizer or a simple paramedic EQ, boost it, and then put a hard limiter. That's it. Then everything doesn't go past a certain level, and it brings everything up. It'll take you 5 fucking minutes. Anyway,
They didn't teach.
Real
They didn't teach that at Full Sail that day.
Apparently, just yesterday, Forbidden Door TK in an interview, Omega came up with the exploding match, but I had to okay it. You posted that from the Real RBV, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, RBV's in the house. Yeah, man. Again, whatever this is of I, me, my, I don't know. I don't have that in me, so I don't know.
They won't do that, man. They use an iPhone. No, they've got a nice camera. He's got a nice camera. They're using the mic camera, so they're picking up everything. They're using a shotgun mic that's probably coming off the camera. Anyway, so backstage segment after that. Oh, I'm sorry. After the match, I'm sorry. Inner Circle, Santana, Ortiz, and Wardlow come and attack Cutler. The Young Bucks then come out, super kick, proud and powerful. Attempted to kick Hager, but Hager rolled out of the way and didn't get hit. They started calling out MJF and Jericho on the screen. I guess I should mention that there was a little, I guess, a family moment that they did earlier in the night where it was the Young Bucks showing up, walking in with their parents, and then they see themselves in the back of a truck and they take a picture together. So they had foreshadowed that the parents were there again tonight. And then in this sense, Jericho and MJF cut a promo and then revealed that they have Papa Buck. And they basically throw him up against the back of each truck and leave him in a bloody mess. I liked this. I mean, this was cool. This was good to get, attack the parents. Nice.
Good heat, man, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was phony of we have Papa Buck or whatever instead of just fucking, hey, what's going on? The Bucks are getting ready. You guys got to come on. You got to come on. Come on. A sense of urgency. And they run and fucking is beat down. And there's some clue left that it's MJF or whatever that they've, not spray paint them NWO. I guess they could if they wanted to put MJF on there or the Full Circle, the whatever their fucking crew's called anymore. Instead of the big setup where we got him, like somebody should have found him, come charging for the Bucks, and then you see the Bucks frazzled that way, and we get there and mom's crying, screaming, "Oh my god!" and we get a real scene. You know what I mean?
Or you do all of that, but I mean, you take the promo from static to motion. Follow us, right? And then you go into the room, and then the Bucks he's got his back turned, and he beats the shit out of the mom screaming, "Oh my god!" Right? That's all going down.
Sure.
Right,
Absolutely.
I think that I'm all about that. Like, where's he going? That captures your attention, right? So yes, that was the end of the Bucks. Then ran after him.
They would have done that, but we had to set up a zip line instead.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry. Well, MJF kept throwing him in the trailer, and then the Bucks eventually do arrive and show up and call the doctors. They go to commercial. They come back. They're loading up Papa Buck into the ambulance. We go to a backstage segment where I'm going to complain more about the audio. Kenny Omega is working with Don Callis with Moxley on the Death Trap. Now, the beginning of this promo is fine. They're talking normal, whatever. And then right at the end, a drill, something turns on a saw, and you can't hear them anymore. And I'm just like, I told you this before, I'm like, why couldn't they put on a lav mic or something? Isolate the audio. I
overdub if you got to even.
Overdub.
How about Omega smashing on a metal frame with a hammer for no reason whatsoever, turns around and he's blown up like he's worked fucking in the ring for 15 minutes straight. Dude, never have I done woodworking, carpentry, metalwork, and fucking blown myself up like I'm in a fucking match before. Maybe lifting sheetrock all day long, but it's these phony things, dude, that are just like, I'm not trying to insult you. Is it really for this fanboy? Does the fanboy anime team never touched a titty? Do they fucking really get off on this? Is this like Omega was in there building they did an elimination chamber rib, and then they're going to do an exploding that, and I really believe that Omega's building all this. Like, if you believe that, dude, your life is in shambles. You're like, I just don't see who this shit is for, unless it's some weird homoerotic sparks flying with Omega, I'm here to repair the sink type bullshit, gay porn shit. Like, what are we doing here with this stupidity? And then again, to have Marvez in there trying to do jokes. This was supposed to be the reinvention of the cleaner, the badass. Dude, it's a fucking tongue-in-cheek joke on wrestling, and it's not getting over at all. I want to see him bleed to pay for this fucking scene.
Yeah, it was. I don't have much more to say there. But Britt Baker, Nyla Rose was up after that. We had a dynamite match here. Surprisingly, Nyla Rose picked up the victory here, Ben. Took advantage early of Britt Baker. And then, like,
why wouldn't she? It's a dude fighting a chick. Of course she could fucking win. She's got 120 pounds on her.
I was just thinking from a storyline standpoint, they've been pushing Britt really hard. I figured they were going to elevate her a little bit.
Dude, a shoot man should who dresses like a woman regardless and identifies whatever and has 120 pounds better beat the ass of a true Fifi who fucking is nowhere near the real strength. And in fact, the match went on way too long.
Well, this was an interesting matchup. It was heel versus heel too. Like that's just a very odd pairing too in a tournament.
And what does that mean? What's that mean?
That means no one's paying attention to
how they set it up. Nobody gives a fuck. We're beating the shit out of each other for nothing. And that means we can't even put together a tournament in the right way. So in the brackets, this is still round one, is it not?
Technically, I believe
in round one, we couldn't even go baby heel, baby heel, baby heel. They fucked it up to get to heel, which usually happens in round 3, one time out of the other matches. But what do I know, bro?
Well, Nyla Rose picked up the victory here, as you mentioned. They both got evenly amount of time. Britt Baker did the little heel thing running around the ring after she was frustrated at the beginning of the match, but ultimately Nyla Rose did win. And looks like we're getting here close to the end of the show here, Ben.
But all these matches are predictable. Even this, I knew Nyla Rose. Now, how could you have Britt Baker go over on Nyla Rose? No way. Then we're really putting over. I mean, you could, if you really wanted to do it. All you had to do was the brick in the purse spot with
something.
Rebel.
Yeah,
Rebel gets taken out too, and fucking bing, hit her with a brick to the head. I don't care if a man or woman's gonna lay it down. But and there's way more heat on Britt Baker than there is Nyla Rose getting over. Way more opportunity for her to stay over. But let's put Nyla up instead. So now we knocked out our 2 top performers, the top character performer and the top wrestler in Serena and her. I wrote this. I wrote this. That was my choice. Okay.
Well, we go to the main event. Also, they announced some matches, and I'm not crapping on these, but I don't know. I don't even know who was in somebody was in this Face of Revolution match, and I was like, who is that? Why are they in the Face of the Revolution ladder match? It was somebody off Dark, maybe, but like it was somebody they haven't even established going up against like somebody somewhat established. So you're like, oh, I already know who's going to win that match. You know what I mean? Like, because that person has never been on Dynamite. So
for QT's course or what is that?
I don't remember. I don't remember. After that, we've got Lance Archer taking on Rey Fenix. Ben, did you enjoy this match between the little man and the big guy?
Yeah, out of all the matches on the card, I like the Varsity Blondes too. Those guys didn't we skip one? We had Hangman Page versus
oh, you're right.
And that was a long match, bro. But again, that match, you knew right away. That was the match where we should have had Hangman Page lose, because that would have swerved everything on the night. And I couldn't bitch about the fact that going into it, oh, Hangman's going to win. And then they pulled 16, 20 minutes and for Hangman to win. And the kid doesn't get over just on work rate, move set, and athleticism, even with Matt Hardy trying to push him. Matt Hardy's there at ringside. Matt Hardy should have helped him win. Hangman's over. He can take the loss here. This kid needed the heel win, even if he wasn't looking for a heel win, and Matt Hardy did the heel work, and this kid capitalized, and they did, well, dude, I was going to beat him. Well, I don't know if you were.
No, Ben, it was important for Aubrey Edwards to get her moment. She had to throw Matt Hardy out.
That was the most memorable part for me, was Aubrey.
She had to get her moment.
So, that again, that was
that. Yeah, I totally forgot about the Hangman Page Matt Hardy, or the Quinn versus Hangman Page match. Hangman Page won that match. We don't really need to go further into that. It was a long match. You kind of just broke down what essentially happened there. But then we had the main event, right, with Lance Archer taking on Phoenix. I'm sorry. I enjoy both these guys. But like you said, going into it, I was like, well, Lance Archer's going to win this match, right? Like that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Phoenix could have got the win here too with as much push as he's been on and insane ping ponging and boom, boom, boom. But nobody cost him the match either. And isn't his heat with Eddie Kingston?
Eddie Kingston wasn't on the show this week. He was nowhere to be found.
I don't get. I just like Kingston buries Phoenix, puts over Penta in every promo. Even last week, Archer really doesn't have heat with Phoenix. It should have been a called-in hit. And then when you hope spot, you think he's going over on Archer. Kingston comes out, brass knuckles, whatever the fuck. I don't care. But we don't get that. We just get big man over who has worked baby, but he goes over in a heel way strong here. And that's the end of your show. Like,
Yeah, it was a very odd ending for AEW as well. Like,
every match here was a predictable finish, and even the ones that I thought were predictable finishes that they were going to swerve, like the Hangman Page, that was the worst one, really, to be honest with you. And not the matches were bad, but Moxley and Nemeth out of the gate with no extra business to further it in a no finish with just clean finishes. Why is anybody watching? Because you know what's coming when it comes to the 1, 2, 3 based on pecking order. And if you swerve that a third of the way through the show or the final 2/3, then your crowd is going to go, oh, okay, Matt Hardy's a motherfucker, and that's why his guy beat Hangman Page. I can't wait till Hangman gets his retribution on him. But nope, Hangman's just up clean. Okay, all right, thanks for playing. Forgettable. No one will ever remember this match ever again. Ever.
There was a backstage interview I actually forgot to bring up too. I wanted to get your thoughts on the Miro segment. Did you see that? Where the sit
Miro,
down with him, Sabian,
calling out, and whatever the guy's name is there,
Chuck Taylor.
Oh, the fucking
Orange Cassidy, Tony Schiavone, Kip Sabian, Penelope.
Kip Sabian, man. I don't want to hammer on a guy who's got a job and a young guy, but how? What money is there? What draw is there at all? What character is there? I mean, aside from his mom and his cousins watching, that's the only thing he provides to the rating, bro, to be honest with you. And then when Miro has to take over to invite Chucky P back, and come back, he'll be the same. And I'll forgive, but I don't forget, But so what's that mean? Now you realize you fucked up by not having Chuck do all the things that we suggested here on Like the Fuse, and now they're going to go back and do them secondhand after and make Chuck his young boy because we fucked it up and we got all these bits in hindsight's 2020. Yeah, it just turns my stomach, man. Like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating for sure. And we also had the last thing was they did do a video package kind of for Tully Blanchard and his first time returning.
Yeah, but wasn't that match supposed to be this week where he was in the 6-man?
I thought it's next week, March 3rd. Yeah.
All right. I thought it was this week, though, but great billboarding, and like anybody wants to see Tully in there doing comedy. Frank asked me, do I see one person on that AEW that WWE even tried to sign? MJF.
This is who. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I could see him signing guys for their value. Absolutely. Cody back, Young Bucks back, Hangman. Serena. That even though she's hurt, that Hannah J chick's easy on the eyes. Trying to think who else, but not many. But dude, these are all guys I worked with on the indies or less than who have got jobs, and it's just unbelievable. Ryan Nemeth could go back to WWE. There's value there with him and Ziggs.
Well, the last thing I was going to say is I looked it up. It took me a while to find this. This is what's announced for next week.
Hager could go back. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So next week,
Wardlow they would sign. Yep.
Next week, another name for the ladder match will be determined when. Are you ready? This is a big match. Dark Order number 10 faces Max Caster.
Who?
Max Caster he's the guy that raps. He's the other guy in the rapping group.
I like that, dude.
But those are the two people, like those billboard names, Face of Revolution. I mean, that's a huge.
That's for what next week?
That's for qualifying for this ladder match when the participants also include Cody, Lance Archer, Penta L0, and Scorpio Sky.
I mean, they're all going to get, both of those guys are getting knocked out second round. So what's it matter, first or second? And I hope Lucha Mask loses just based on his social media disregard. And I like the rapper kid. I think the rapper kid he gets over.
I do
more with
like
the rap shit, dude. That's fucking smart.
I do. All right, well, guys, nice, short and sweet 1 hour action-packed edition of Light the Fuse. Me and Ben Hamin, we got stuff to get to in 45 minutes, but I'm your host on the scene where the air is clean, and I'm lighting up green, your boy, MSG. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere at Matthew_Shaver. Each and every week, I also review the Suck My Balls podcast. It's called South Park Review. It's up right now. Episode number 64 is available everywhere. And brand new episode of the New Force Order podcast. Episode 101 is out. I put that out right before we went live, so you can download that everywhere. As well as you can check out the brand new intro that I did. And you can also check out patreon.com/StevieRayTV. He'll be back tonight, guys, for free if you watch it. Like, you don't have to be a Patreon member to watch the live show. Go to twitch.tv/StevieRayTV or go to his YouTube and you can watch his interview with Ted Lang from The Love Boat tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you do miss it, you can sign up and become a Patreon member. You can take the podcast or watch it whenever you want.
Exciting and new, The Love Boat. Great adventure waiting for you, MSG. I think you'd be great on a Love Boat reboot, no doubt about it. You could run the soundboard on the dance floor. It'd be a good time. Yeah, man, everyone's kicking ass. I gotta do a quick edit here for my beautiful peeps to get some stuff there. Please go follow Angelina Love's YouTube. You guys are trying to get those numbers up, as well as Hamin Media Group, as well as Stevie Ray TV. All the micro content that the HMG staff is working hard to produce. Two-man power trip, another great one as well, with tons and tons of vault material that I know.
Big Vito brand.
Big Vito brand, and Idol in April too. Free shows on patreon.com/the A show right now. So there's so much going on, so many shows. It's just great to see you guys helping to share those. I see Big Evil Pops and others all day long really putting things out there, retweeting HMG property, Russo brand property. Troy does it. I'm leaving off a bunch of you guys, but we see it, believe me, and we're like, oh, it's nice. Just that little catch, the likes on certain videos, the thumbs ups, all that stuff helped us combat Mark Zuckerberg and YouTube and Twitch and every other goddamn thing that we're up against, just trying to create stupid content about phony wrestling. Who knew it would be so hard? They can all suck my balls. Looking forward to seeing the Rip Rogers podcast when Man Beast brings that back here in the next 24 hours too, you guys. But we appreciate you. We miss you still. Hopefully you'll be back with us next week. And you had a good time off there, man, and it looked like it. I was jealous. I've been getting hit up by the wives left and right. Can we go to Florida? You want to go to Florida? And I'm like, oh God, how am I going to get the fuck out of here to go to Florida and get all this work done? But it doesn't matter, because I might just have this whole place wired, and I'll count it down in 3, 2, 1 as we light the fuse, infidels. Hacker Hamin, the bake boy himself, MSG, thebrosters.com. New special coming all March long, infidels. Here, hackerhamin.podbean.com. YOLO.
Damn it, I'm going to be the one that's going to be trained up while you're on vacation.